Aloha guys, this is Dave from Survival Hawaii. I'm out here today in my front yard. Went out and grabbed some bamboo sections this morning. You can see there my scout bag and my 14-inch Tramontina machete. So what I'm going to do is show you an option for setting up a poncho as a tent using the bamboo as stakes. Haven't tried this before, so I'm going to give it a whirl. This is based on actually a guy online, if you search for a alpha tent, where he takes old tent poles, cuts them down to the right length, and that's about 111 inches is what he found. So we're gonna do a little bit of experimenting today with the bamboo, something that we can collect wildly. Don't have to carry around those stakes in case we're traveling light. Alright, so let's give it a try here. Alright, so for my first ends here, I'm thinking I'm gonna cut it here so that when the poncho goes on and I'm bending it, right, we're going to have it locking in the grommet. So this will slip into the grommet and that'll be locking on. So I'm going to cut some of these other nubs and round off the ends here and just kind of de-thorn it here. Alright. So you can see here, I just deburred it a little bit and just taking this and just kind of shaving it off. It's kind of hard to do it, one-handed here. But just deburred that down with the machete. Alright. So it's just that single nub sticking out there. Might chop this off a little bit here just so it's not kind of sticking out a little bit. And hopefully we can get the grommet just slipped over that, and then we're going to bend it this way. And it's nice and green and bendy. So this is something that you can refresh every time you're out. You don't have to carry poles with you, and just kind of pop it up. Because there's a lot of bamboo out there, and if you know there's a spot where you usually go and there's bamboo nearby, that's a great way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out, this is my little scout bag. This is an Everest bag. I can give you guys a link to this, and this is kind of my little run out real quick kit that I keep in my car. So got my poncho in here. Go ahead and pop that guy out, and I'll show you how this fits over the grommet. So there's our grommet. It's a little bit of a tight fit, which is probably pretty good. It's just going to slip over like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the poncho set up now. Alright, so first thing we want to do to set up our poncho here, and we still got to process the other poles, but you want to cinch this down. And I'm holding this one-handed, so sorry guys, let me go ahead and do it. We're going to cinch that down, and then go ahead and roll it up lengthwise, and then kind of fold it in thirds once it's rolled up, and just tie that off, okay? And that's going to make sure that there's no liquid getting through. So you're basically creating a dry sack, like how you'd roll up a dry sack, if you know what a dry sack is. So let me get that rolled up, tied off, and then I'm going to show you how to process the other ends, because since the bamboo's tapered, we're going to have to do a little bit of work on the other side to get it kind of notched in. So that it's going to hook into the grommets that are in the ends here. We're also going to measure them off to 111 inches and see if that length works with the bamboo. Alright. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going to shave this down. You can see I already started on it. I'm going to shave this down just into a bracket there. So here we go. Again, this is kind of hard to do one-handed, but I just want to get this down so it's going to fit to the grommet hole there. And I'm not really trying to make it sharp or anything. I just want that fitting down in there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish shaving that down. So this is my tip. I went and measured 111 inches from the tip that I'm using, the thinner tip. So I started on the thinner tip so it would be more flexible, and went and took off all the little branches that were there. So that's looking good. I'm just going to round off the corners just so I don't want to snag on anything. Alright. Alright, so got everything laid out. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try and see if we can get it popped up. A little worried about the one pole. I think I Should have picked something a little bit smaller. I just went out and tried to grab it real quick, but you know, if I was actually doing this out in the field, which would be nice, you know, kind of have my choice of what's there and could pick something a little better. This one that is laying over here versus this one that's going across. This one's going across, it's a little thick. This is just about perfect. It's real bendy. That's a little stiff down at the end, so might not be perfect, but it'll give you a good idea of what you can do here, if it works. Let's try it out. Alright, look at that ugly thing. There it goes too. Alright, so it's about successes and failures here, but that ended up really being the problem there, pretty much, was, I'm going to go ahead and put this into the wind. There. That really ended up being the problem. You can see this one here, just doesn't want to bend at all. So you need something that's thin and flexible, really. But hey, if that's all you had, you could have yourself a pretty good little shelter there, you know. So, and this one actually ended up breaking when I was putting it in. So that's not really happening. The thin bamboo is what's going to work best. And that one pole that you can see arching up here bends real easy. And so getting the thin, long bamboo towards the top of new growth, you know, something that's going to grow fast, stuff that's on the edge is probably where you want to look. Or just thinner variety bamboo. This is kind of a bigger bamboo. So that was a good test. I'm going to give it another try sometime. Maybe add it on to the end of this video, okay? Alright guys, thanks. Survival Hawaii.